12 illustrations where AI could be used in HR departments, and I'll explain those, and later on we'll have an open house. I hope the time is on our side. Surely I have 12 minutes and I'll finish 12 illustrations in those 12 minutes. The very first one is remote work optimization with AI. Today there are a lot of tools available to monitor because after COVID people didn't want to come back, and those who are still staying there, organizations are keeping a very stern eye on that. We talk about a lot of trust and faith. I'm sorry, when it comes to data, data doesn't believe in trust. Data talks only about the data in terms of the time that is available and the time which is used by people. So in a so in a hybrid work scheduling, a tight frame is kept in mind in terms of how people are optimizing. And this is where the IT industry is actually finding it quite challenging and coming up with more and more tools which could be used. The second aspect is AI powered talent acquisition. In simple language, recruitment. The trouble today is that majority of the candidates who write their resume to you have also prepared their resume based on ChatGPT. And when they sit in front of me and I'm conducting their interview, in the first 10 seconds, I ask them, have you written it? Or this is a ChatGPT production? Because I can easily correlate, and all of you experienced people can easily have a gut feel that this guy has not written the resume. But at the same time, the organizations are now creating more and more screening processes. When we started our career way back 40 years ago, even Sumit has gone through it and I have gone through it. We used to fill up the green forms, the standard questions which used to be filled up, and the interviewer used to look at the green form standard questions to save the time. Later on in consultancy, I started using it as a yellow form to screen. Today, AI asks these questions and the person has to respond. AI asks these questions and the person has to respond on video. And I also run Lung Care Foundation. We have just 22 people working with us. And we know how difficult it is to screen those guys who send in their resumes, and mind it, they are the doctors and masters of public health, and they have mastered the art of ChatGPT. And therefore, I say, fine, let's get their video bite on the question that we give them and 90 seconds to respond, so that we do the screening on that basis, and only then we will be in a position to decide whether to invest our time further or just ignore about these buggers. Imagine the guys are just preparing resumes through ChatGPT, and AI tools are evaluating that. So the machine is evaluating the machine. Where is our role coming in? I've gone through the time where we used to get the cartons and cartons of resumes and we used to physically screen those. They used to be fun also, but then we used to finish off each screening in less than 15 seconds time. Today, maybe AI tools could be much faster because they are working on the keywords, and on the keywords, they do the shortlisting. So this is a very, very challenging area in terms of usage of AI vis-a-vis recruiting. The next pointer is job role evaluation in HR. The trouble is, we still believe in job descriptions. And mind it, that's history. Because even if we have a job description, it is very difficult to get the person fitting into the job description. And therefore, I always say, hey, get a guy and revolve the job around him. Because ready-made guys are not available. We talk about unemployment in India. 97% people are unemployable. So what do? We need to consistently keep looking at what is the scenario, what's the demand, and what kind of new job roles we need to use. The guy might not be qualified for that, but the job demands that. And in HR itself, we need to talk about it. We need to now think in terms of the AI strategist role and not just data analyst role in HR, who screens not only the resume and does the background check also on all the social media platforms to create a small report in terms of whether the current job expectation of a department would match these fellows. The other day, we were attending a Harvard business program, Dr. Sumit Chaudhary and I, and they were talking about the history of traffic challans vis-a-vis the ethics of the CXO in terms of the future of business. In India, we still don't have that data, but very soon we may get such kind of a data, and all this can be correlated. The next pointer is intelligent employee assistance. If you have 5,000 people and they have questions about their own career, they have a question about their own entitlements. Today we have some programs available, but I'm sure they would have their own internal chat GPT saying, okay, I'm working in this organization for 5 years. I have another opportunity, but I still wish to see in the next 2 years, what kind of opportunity are you going to give? Please tell me vis-a-vis your computer future plans, what can I do? Should I wait? Should I go? And let me tell you, the AI tools will say, hey, hold on. These could be the opportunities to think about it. And this would be an interaction with an AI chatbot or AI agent instead of an HR guy sitting there. But the HR guy sitting there has to actually anticipate, plan, and execute these kind of stuff. The next, the virtual reality in training. Let me tell you, AI tools are going to be wonderful, wonderful in terms of training. You know, once I tried, I created a story on ChatGPT. And then I gave it to another AI tool saying, hey, this is my story. Can you make a video film out of it? And it made a video film with videos and dialogues. And mind it, the entire 1 minute movie was prepared in 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. You only need to know what to do, and today tools are available to do it for you. And therefore, in times to come, with new opportunities coming in, HR department, the L&D department will have to create more and more in terms of preparing the employees for future. But mind it, we are used to, and we have done 2 days to 5 days training programs for organizations, my clients. And today you have to package everything in less than 2 minutes. 2 minutes is also a longer period because Instagram doesn't allow me for more than 90 seconds, and therefore my videos are 1 minute 10 seconds. And even then people won't watch it fully because the attention span of a younger generation is dwindling. The attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds and the youth today is 8 seconds. So how do you communicate, sustain the interest and make the person learn on his own is going to be very vital. Yes, of course, the learning programs will keep happen more as going out parties or some very, very intensive workshops rather than just pure training programs where the trainer comes and shows slides after slides after slides and the audience sleeps. Those things are absolutely out. The next illustration is knowledge-driven HR analytics, which would mean your AI tools or agents will keep scanning what employees are doing. Big Brother would always be watching. Big Brother has been watching. Everything is accessible. You can't hide anything. So even if there are lapses, Big Brother will say, this guy has been working for such a long time. He is under stress. Give him some break. Or this is the motivation level of such section is going down. Let's do something about it. So these are not going to be more symbolic painting exercises in offices, but they are going to be much more specific and specific to the need of departments, sections, subsections, or even individual, because the data will be available. Moving faster. A time will come where the training and learning and development will have to be delivered to individuals and not to the teams. Which means the guy will say, fine, give me a career plan in the next 1 year's time so that I could stay and contribute. And your AI tool will say, fine, you're working in such and such department. These are the career goals you could have based on the organization goals we are working towards. And therefore, it has to be absolutely personalized. Well, the income tax department has personalized solutions for you. The airlines have personalized solutions for you. Personalized solutions are bound to happen in your function also. And I see the modern art also appearing at the same time. Some annotation tools are on. The next aspect is, how do we ensure unbiased artificial intelligence for fair hiring? I'm reminded of a joke. There were interviews of a secretary to the top boss were happening, and a consultant like me and Sumit were sitting next to. And they asked the question, what is 2 and 2? And the person said, 2 and 2 is 4. Thank you very much, lady. The second lady was asked, what is 2 and 2? She said, 22. Very good. Thank you very much. The third lady was asked, what is 2 and 2? And she said, well, it can be 4, it can be 22. Interview's over, the consultant turns to the client and says, let me tell you the psychological analysis of these candidates. The first person who said 2 and 2 is 4 is a matter of fact person. The second person who said 2 and 2 could be 22 is a very imaginative person. And the third lady who said 2 and 2 could be 4 or 22 is a very practical person. Who would you like to hire, sir? And the guy said, the lady in the blue sari. When you have these biases, I'm sorry, those biases have to be removed through the AI process itself. The next dimension is real-time employee sentiments analysis. Those days are over now where we are going to have an annual employee engagement or employee satisfaction survey. I think this could be done now weekly, or this could be done at the spur of the moment. The CEO presses a button and asks the computer, hey computer, tell me how my people feeling today, and based on their work interactions, etc., well, based on the standards, the computer will say, today they're all feeling dumb because you did not smile when you entered the conference room. These are realities. The next one, AI driven workforce planning. Now this is going to be very vital. So far as we are talking about filling in that gas, people leaving, and to plug the attrition rate, you hire more people. But then a time will come that maybe a logistics company will say, hey, Diwali is coming, and last year our sale was this much, and we had to hurriedly hire more people on temporary basis or full-time basis. Now Diwali is 6 months down the line, and we are thinking in terms of a 30% increase in our sale. What would be the number of people we need to hire in terms of logistical support and delivery to people? So those heads have to be counted. What kind of people would be necessary? How are we going to be doing the training, etc.? All this AI tools as of today has started working on. All these are happening, have started happening. They have to be fine-tuned. 11. the next generation performance management. And the next generation under the age of 35 would need more data. They would not like any roundabout language. They would like concrete information, a reflection with true transparency. And therefore, majority of our performance management processes may have to be redefined, people to be aligned so that this could be used. And my last and final point, how do we ensure that the legal compliances are happening? How do we ensure that the HR policy that we have generated actually in totality is complied with? So, because simultaneous AI audits will ensure that the HR audits happen very strongly and the reports get generated.